So let's continue on in Daniel chapter 9 and look at verses 24 to 27. Would somebody please read that for us?
70 weeks are determined for your people and for your holy city to finish the translation, to make an end of sin, to make reconciliation of iniquity, to bring everlasting righteousness, to seal up vision and prophecy, and to anoint the most holy. Know therefore and understand that from the going forth of the command to restore the built Jerusalem until Messiah the Prince, there shall be 7 weeks and 62 weeks. The street shall be built again, and the wall even in troublesome time. And after 62 weeks, Messiah shall be cut off, but not for himself, and the people of the prince who is to come shall destroy the city and the sanctuary. The end of it shall be with a flood, and till the end of all desolations are determined. There he shall confirm a covenant with many for 1 week, but in the middle of the week he shall bring an end to to sacrifice and offerings, and on the wing of abominations shall be one who makes desolate, even until the consumption which is determined is poured out on the desolate.
So, Daniel chapter 9, verses 20. Let's say that, verses 20 to 27 actually. Um, Verses 20 to 23 give us the context in which Daniel receives the framework of all prophecy, and verses 24 to 27 actually is the framework. Okay, how does Daniel receive this framework? Who is giving it to him? Is it Gabriel? Where do you see that? 21. Yes. Okay. Gabriel is coming to Daniel. And again, what was Daniel doing before this? What caused Daniel to cry out to God? He was
Speaking
no. What caused him to cry out to God? We just revised this. What caused Daniel to cry out to God in prayer? Hmm? We just revised this, right? What caused Daniel to cry out to God in prayer? Hmm? What caused Daniel to cry out to God in prayer? What was the cause of his praying? What prompted him to pray? You just said it now. Did you forget so easily? Yeah, say that. Are you asleep? Come on, please be responsible. So this he read the prophet Jeremiah to understand the meaning of the 70 years. Where does this come out of? It comes out of Jeremiah 25 verses 11 to 12. And what did the 70 years have to do with? Why 70 years?
To give rest to the land.
Yeah, because they had not given rest to the land. We read out of out of Second Chronicles 36 that for 490, yeah, yeah. We read that for 490 years, every seventh year, the land was not given a Sabbath rest. So, why the captivity occurred led Daniel to sorrow over his own sins and the sins of his people. Okay, so now what did Daniel ask God to do in his praying? Daniel asked God to do what? Well, there are basically two things, right? That Daniel asked God to do as he prayed.
To finish translations and to make end of sins.
Yeah. So basically, what is he saying to them, to God about them? Remove the, remove the, yeah, say, remove the reproach, remove the curse that is upon his people. Verse 16 of chapter 9. And then what is he asking him? Remove the reproach and put what? Bestow what?
Righteousness.
Yes, the favor of God. The favor of God. Cause your face to shine upon your sanctuary, which is desolate. So that is Daniel's prayer, and now the answer comes. While Daniel was doing what he was doing, praying and saying what he was saying in his prayer, what does Gabriel say? Or rather, what does Daniel say? While I was speaking and praying and confessing my sin and the sin of my people and presenting my supplication before the Lord my God for the holy mountain of my God, yes, while I was speaking in prayer, even then the man Gabriel, whom I had seen in the vision at the beginning, he's talking about Gabriel coming in answer to prayer. He had come earlier, actually, by the command of God to explain to Daniel the vision of the ram and the he goat. Where did we read about the ram and the he goat? In chapter 8. So, also it is very likely that Gabriel was the person who came in Daniel chapter 7 as well. So, Daniel says, whom I had seen in the vision at the beginning. Okay. Actually, if you translate, most translations say, whom I had seen in the vision at the beginning, being caused to fly swiftly. Right? What do your version say about that? Same?
Yeah.
Okay. Any variations? Any variations in that? Yeah, please. Okay. The actual translation of that is that Gabriel flew with weariness, or he was wearied by weariness. And so it's possible that Daniel was weary, but it's also possible that Gabriel himself was wearied. So this gives us a little glimpse into the spiritual realm. This would tell us that Gabriel coming from the presence of God to Daniel to give him help and to explain this to him, he had a lot of opposition. He was opposed in the spiritual realm, and we will read of this later on also. But it's very possible that Gabriel, in even trying to approach Daniel, was facing a lot of opposition in coming to Daniel. So when does Gabriel come? What is the time that he comes?
Evening.
When?
Evening.
Evening?
Publish.
Yeah. The evening
Publish.
sacrifice. Yes. So he comes at the time of the evening sacrifice. Now, the time of the evening sacrifice, the Jews were not able to offer regular morning and evening sacrifices. Why?
It's a commitment actually.
Yeah, but they were not able to offer the regular evening and morning.
There is a captivity.
Yeah, and the Babylonians, they destroyed their temple. But Daniel, what did he do?
Rise is
He prayed, exactly, excellent. He prayed. So, the time of the evening sacrifice was 3 p.m. 3 p.m. And so, Gabriel reaches Daniel at this time, 3 p.m. And he comes to give Daniel skill and understanding. Why? What did Daniel need to understand?
the visions,
The visions, exactly.
the prophecy,
Yes. And the the plans of God, the plans of God for his people in the days to come. He needed to understand and he wanted to understand. So that is what Gabriel has come to give Daniel. Now, what does Gabriel say? Verse 23. At the beginning of your supplications. When was the beginning of his supplications? Verse 3, we're told, I set my face to the Lord to seek by prayer and supplications with fasting and sackcloth and ashes. And in verse 16, we're told, he actually starts asking God. Verse 3 to verse 15, he is confessing. Verse 16 onwards, he is actually asking the Lord to do something. So, from that point itself, when he started praying, what happened? Right when he started praying, yeah, please louder. The commandment came forth. What commandment? Undoubtedly, the commandment for Gabriel to come and make Daniel understand things.